Imagine this. It's a stormy Tuesday night in Atlanta, the kind where thunder rolls like God's own drumbeat, and rain lashes the windows like tears from heaven. I'm Lydia, a 68-year-old widow, sitting in my cozy kitchen, sipping chamomile tea, flipping through an old family Bible. The house is quiet, too quiet, since my husband, James, passed 5 years ago. My son, Marcus, the airline pilot, is up in the skies somewhere over the Atlantic, captaining a red-eye flight to London. The phone rings, piercing the silence like a divine interruption. It's Marcus, his voice crackling with urgency. "Mom, impossible. She's on my flight. Not at home." My heart stops. Who is she? And why does his voice tremble with a mix of awe and fear? Little did I know, this call was the spark that would ignite a spiritual journey, unraveling secrets buried for decades and teaching me that love transcends even death. Ever get a call that feels like fate knocking? This was mine, a doorway to healing I never saw coming. A mother's heart. The line went dead before I could respond, static swallowing Marcus's words like a storm cloud. I clutched the phone, my mind racing back to the day James died. A heart attack in his sleep, leaving me with unanswered questions and a void that faith alone couldn't fill. Marcus, my only child, had been my rock, but his job kept him airborne, distant. "She's on my flight," he said. Who? His wife, Elena? No, she was home with their kids. Or was it? I paced the kitchen, the Bible open to Psalm 23. Yeah. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, comforting words, but tonight they felt prophetic. I called Marcus back, no answer. The storm outside mirrored the one in my soul. Question for you. Have you ever felt the weight of the unknown press on your chest like an invisible hand? That's where I was, teetering on the edge. But then, a whisper in my heart, pray. I knelt by the table, hands folded, begging for clarity. Lord, if this is a sign, show me the way. Peace trickled in, slow but steady, like rain nourishing parched earth. Little did I know this was just the beginning, the thread that would weave past pains into present purpose. Transitioning from prayer to action, I grabbed my coat. The airport was an hour away, but something pulled me there. A spiritual tug I couldn't ignore. As I drove through the downpour, memories flooded. James's laughter, Marcus's first flight as a boy, the family we built on faith. But there were shadows too. James's distant moods, late nights at work. I pushed them aside, focusing on the road. Cliffhanger. What if she wasn't a stranger? What if she was the key to a secret that could shatter or save our family? The airport terminal was a blur of weary travelers and fluorescent lights, a stark contrast to the storm raging outside. I checked the boards. Marcus's flight from New York had just landed early due to tailwinds. My heart pounded as I rushed to the arrival gate, scanning the crowd. There he was, Marcus, tall and uniformed, his face pale as if he'd seen a ghost. He spotted me, eyes widening. "Mom? How did you?" I hugged him tight, the scent of jet fuel and cologne grounding me. "Your call, son. What happened? Who's she?" He pulled back, his voice low. "It's Grandma Rose, Mom. Your mother. She's on the plane or was. But that's impossible. She's been gone for 30 years. The world spun. Grandma Rose, my mother, dead from cancer when Marcus was just a toddler." I told him stories of her faith, her prayers that shaped my life. But on the flight, "Explain," I whispered, leading him to a quiet bench. Marcus sat, hands shaking. Mid-flight, turbulence hit hard. Passengers panicked. Then this elderly woman in seat 14A, African-American, like us, with that same silver cross necklace Grandma wore in photos, calmed everyone. She prayed aloud, quoting Psalm 91. "He shall cover thee with his feathers." Her voice, Mom, it was like the stories you told. When we landed, I went to thank her. She was gone, vanished. But her boarding pass said, Rose Thompson, Grandma's name. Emotional waves crashed over me. Grief, wonder, doubt. Humorous pause. Ever think Angel's book economy class? Because that's what it felt like. But seriously, This connected my past loss to a present miracle, bridging generations through spirit. I felt James's absence keenly. He'd always been the skeptic, while I leaned on faith. "Son, God works in mysterious ways," I said, echoing Rose's favorite phrase. We headed home, the drive silent but charged. Marcus glanced at me. "Mom, there's more." She left something, a note in the seat pocket. He handed me a crumpled paper. "Forgive the past. Love is eternal. Rose." My tears fell freely. Forgive what? The secrets James took to his grave. As we pulled into the driveway, a figure waited on the porch. A woman I hadn't seen in years. Who was she, and what did she know? The porch light revealed Elena, Marcus's wife, but beside her stood Aunt Clara, my sister's daughter, whom I hadn't seen since Rose's funeral. Clara, now in her 50s, looked weary, clutching a worn Bible. "Aunt Lydia, I had to come. Something told me, urged me to visit tonight." We gathered in the living room, the storm subsiding to a gentle rain. Clara explained. "I dreamed of Grandma Rose last night," she said. "Tell Lydia the truth is in the attic." The attic, James's domain, filled with boxes I hadn't touched since his death. Emotional knots tightened. Spiritually, it felt like divine guidance. Marcus nodded. "This can't be coincidence." We climbed the stairs, dust motes dancing in the flashlight beam like spirits. Among the boxes, one labeled Rose's keepsakes. Inside, letters, photos, a journal. My hands trembled as I opened it. Rose's handwriting. "James, my son-in-law, forgive me for the secret I kept. The child." The words blurred through tears. Child? James had a child? Transitioning from shock to revelation, I read on. Rose had helped James cover up an affair early in our marriage, a one-night mistake that resulted in a son given up for adoption. "I prayed for forgiveness," she wrote. "God redeems all." Clara touched my arm. "Auntie, that's why I'm here. That child, my cousin, is alive. I found him years ago but swore secrecy to Uncle James." Spiritual fire ignited within me. All these years I'd felt incomplete, but now, a lost son. Pattern interrupt. Imagine finding a family branch you never knew existed. Like God pruning the tree to make it stronger. This connected my mother's appearance to a deeper purpose. Reconciliation. But questions lingered. Why now? And how did Rose appear on the flight? Marcus's story felt like a vision, a spiritual nudge. We prayed together, seeking answers. Peace settled, but the night was young. The phone rang again, this time, an unknown number. "Is this Lydia? I'm your son." The voice on the line was deep, hesitant. "Mom? It's me, David. Your son." My knees buckled. Marcus caught me. "David, named after James's father." He explained. Adopted by a loving family, he'd searched for us after his adoptive parents passed. Rose's journal had his birth certificate, hidden all these years. We met the next day at a cafe, the sun breaking through clouds like hope dawning. David, 45, looked like James, same eyes, same smile. Emotional floods came. Anger at the secret, joy at the reunion. "Why hide this?" I asked Clara. She sighed. Uncle James was ashamed. Grandma Rose helped arrange the adoption, praying it was God's will. She believed in second chances. Spiritually, it resonated Ephesians 4 verse 32. "Be kind and compassionate, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you." David shared his life. A pastor in Chicago, married with kids, his faith forged in hardship. "I felt a pull to find you," he said, "like a voice guiding me." Rose's voice? The connection was seamless, from the flight appearance to this moment. A spiritual tapestry. Marcus hugged his half-brother. "Welcome home." Laughter mixed with tears, healing old wounds. Here's a thought. What if every secret is a seed for growth? This transitioned our family from fractured to full, inspiring us to embrace forgiveness. But challenges loomed. David's family wanted to meet. Doubts crept in. Was I ready? As we planned a family gathering, a letter arrived from Rose's old attorney. What did it reveal? The letter was yellowed, postmarked from Rose's death year, with instructions to open on this date. Inside, "My dear Lydia, if you're reading this, God has timed it perfectly. The inheritance isn't money, it's love. Forgive James, he loved you deeply. And find the child, he's your blessing." Attached, a bank statement showing a trust fund for the lost son, grown to thousands. Emotional release washed over me. Rose had known, planned, prayed. Her flight was perhaps an angelic message, a spiritual bridge. We used the funds for a family retreat, where David preached on redemption. Kids played, stories shared, faith renewed. Inspirational moments abounded. Marcus, once distant, now grounded in family. Clara found peace. I felt James's presence. Forgiven. Humorous reset. Who knew heaven had layovers? But Rose's trip brought us all home. Years later, our family thrives, a testament to emotional resilience and spiritual grace. The call that started it all? A divine hook, reeling us into abundance. So what's your impossible? Trust the journey. God turns impossible into I'm possible.